Well, good evening, everybody. It is 6:30, so we'll start our work session for the Tenino City Council for Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. It's 6:30, and if you don't mind, we have some guests here. Can we just let them speak so they don't have to go first? Is that okay with everybody? Would you like to speak? This is Tana Moorhead. She's from the Small Business Administration. She did a presentation recently at the study meeting, and she would like to just give a little information on, I think it's storm damage, right, basically? Right. Yeah. So if you want to come up here, there's not a light on that. You know, push the button on the bottom.
Okay, it's on.
It sounds like it's on.
Yeah. I might have, okay,
There you
it's
go.
back on. May I share these handouts?
Yeah, I can hand them out.
Good evening. Again, my name is Tana Moorhead. I'm with the Small Business Administration. We are here, we're a division of the Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. Excuse me. Washington State has been declared a presidential disaster, and this was from the incident of the storms that took place in December. And what you're looking at now is a fact sheet, one of our fact sheets that describes our disaster loan program. We are deployed to assist survivors. That would be homeowners, renters, and small businesses, including nonprofit organizations and faith-based organizations who have been impacted by a disaster, a natural disaster. That means that they may have damages to their home, or damages to their business, where we're able to offer them disaster assistance through a low-interest loan. This fact sheet describes the program and the loan in details. As you'll see there, towards the bottom, the interest rates on the loans are as low as 2.8 for homeowners and as low as 4.0 for small businesses. This program is like a lifeline, I like to call it. It's a disaster-friendly program to assist individuals to get their repairs done as soon as they can. If repairs have already been started, they can still apply, and perhaps receive reimbursement for their expenses if they have their receipts. The terms on the program on the disaster loans max up to 30 years. So we stretch it out so that the program, that their payments are smaller. We don't want to put anyone in any hardship, but make it affordable for them. Our max loan amounts, if you see on the back, for homeowners is up to $500,000. For renters is up to $100,000. For small businesses, it caps at $2 million. For our small businesses, if a business has not been impacted by physical damage, they may have lost revenue, and some businesses did because they may not have been able to open, or they had equipment that might have been damaged and may not have been able to operate. In that case, they can apply for our economic injury disaster loan for that. We actually have centers set up throughout Washington as far up as Whatcom. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Where? Whatcom.
Whatcom. Skagit, Snohomish, King County, more south, which is Cowlitz, Thurston, Lewis, Waikiakum. Those counties, I'm covering Thurston, Cowlitz, Waikiakum, and Lewis. And so we just want to be able to get this information out to the community, to business owners, in the event that they may have had some impact and need a little assistance. We have several benefits to applying for a disaster loan. There are a few of them that are my favorite. One would be zero interest, zero payment for the very first 12 months. That gives the survivor an opportunity to do their repairs and to have some breathing room to recoup and get their financial affairs in order. There's no prepayment penalty if they were awarded a loan and they saw that they could pay the money back. There's no prepayment penalty. There's no cost to apply. There's no obligation to even take the loan. A lot of times, survivors may have resources other places that may offer something that is appealing to them. But I like to think that a low-interest loan below market rate is definitely something that you just can't pass by. Anyways, in addition to those benefits, we have mitigation also. So if there are any needs for improvement so that the same disaster isn't reoccurring, borrower can borrow up to 20% of the original loan amount to improve areas of their home or business so that it's not impacted again from the same damages. We have other benefits that are appealing, such as the payments are fixed, there's no variable rates there, so everything is fixed. And you can see on the second sheet there, it's community help. And so my ask, again, would be if this information can be shared on your website, on your social media channels, and just communicate it to individuals in your community. Even if you don't know anyone in this immediate community, maybe you know or have some family members in the areas that we have declared that could take advantage and be assisted with this disaster loan program. And so I'm open for any questions if anyone has any.
I will definitely make sure we get this on our website, and I think we have a Facebook page also, so I'll get that on there.
Okay.
And,
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you taking a minute to come by.
Sure. And lastly, if I may say too, SBA is a nationwide federal agency. So not only do we have a disaster recovery division, our traditional SBA assists businesses, startup businesses, and seasoned businesses. We help with counseling, business counseling, funding recommendations, training, and so forth. So you can plug your business community into the resources. It's free. Any training that's done, it's low cost, so it is actually supportive of small businesses all across the 50 states. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Chief Gray, you want to do yours now so you can be on your way?
My muscle in the back there. Hey, real quick, short, easy, 3 things for you. First thing we're gonna go over is the calls. We had 15 calls in March. March. I know we're almost in May, but the way this thing rotates out. So our response time went up, but we had 4 incidents where we had to wait for law enforcement. That created quite the time on that. So we went to 6 minutes and 20 seconds on that. So. But the crews are like right around the corner. They just can't hit the on-scene button the way the CAD works. So they're there. They're just ready to go, just waiting for our law enforcement partners. We hired a new employee, starts the academy tomorrow. So we're up to 10 FTEs. And the hope is to grow that as we get into our strategic planning is the next 5 years to see where we're at. And some money's probably changing up with Thurston County Medic 1 to help out a little bit more on the BLS side of things. It's kind of one of the things they're working on, or at least they're trying to leverage it right now for when they go to the taxpayers for a lid lift. So we're elbowing our way in a little bit. Last thing, station build got a little bump in the road. We're working through it, and hopefully I'll have more information next month. That's into report. Anybody have any questions?
No.
See?
Do you have a card I could have?
I do. It's in the truck.
Okay.
I'll run down and grab it, and I'll slide it through the door over there so I don't
Sounds good.
interrupt.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you. Library, you want to do your report now, or you want to wait till we get to the, you can do, yeah, library if you want to. Get you out of here if you,
Good evening. Just a quick update for you all. Our board is in the process of interviewing to replace Cheryl's position as executive director. So we're hoping to get an interim pretty soon, fingers crossed. As far as our branch here in Tenino, we, as you have probably heard, we have had layoffs that are going to be effective May 15th. As far as the number of the layoffs, those have been reduced significantly. It still will impact our region as far as open hours. For the Tenino branch, on Saturdays, we will be going to EAH as well as we are on Sunday and Monday.
Oh, so on the weekend then, they're going to need the car to get in and get.
Yes, so I really would like any assistance that I could get to really get the word out to the community to come in and get their card so that they have full access from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I know that our library's used a lot for computer usage and for printing. I want to make sure the community has that available to them on Saturdays as well.
so we can put that on our website too. Say again, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday? Is that what you said?
So right now, it's Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, right.
We're going to be including
Saturday
Saturday.
is included.
That will be effective, goes into effect on the 18th of May.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get that out on ours too, just so people have some more.
I appreciate that. We are in the process of starting to plan our summer learning program, summer library program, excuse me. I'm used to summer reading programs, so I'm having to re-educate myself on my verbiage. So we are, I just met with Sierra today over at the fire department about doing a touch-a-truck for the kids to come out. We thought we could do that in the parking lot there, maybe have the police department, I don't know, come out and have some more vehicles there for the kids to come enjoy. But our summer library program runs from the 1st of June until the end of August. And so we're hoping to get some good events in there for the community to come and enjoy. We had 13 programs so far this month, and we've had an attendance of a little over 100 people come and enjoy our programs. And so even though on Saturdays we will be going to EAH, we still will be doing family, adult, children programs here in Tenino, and my goal is to keep that going for the community as well. Any questions?
So are you the best one to reach out to if we ever need to contact or right
Yes.
now? Or
Yes, I'm the regional manager for,
Just wanna
and
make sure.
Tenino is my library.
Okay. I
Would
don't
you like
think
a
there's
card?
anything right now, but if something comes up, I just wanted to make sure I was getting the right person.
Okay, I'll drop my card off too,
Yeah, okay.
in the office.
Yeah. I
Okay.
probably have your number someplace, but
Okay,
just in case, yeah.
all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brandon.
Because do you want to say anything right now, or we have you on the agenda for later? Do you want to talk about what your proposal is now, or whatever's best for you? It's going to be a bit if you wait to the regular agenda.
Totally up to you, Dave. If you want me to give a highlight for it, I can.
Yeah.
Or if you want me to wait for comments on the motion, I can do either way you guys would like to.
Why don't you come up and just give a quick overview, and then if you want to stick around, if there's other questions as we vote, appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I'm Brian. I'm the director at Bucota. Nice to meet you all. And we've talked to Dave, and we've talked to Troy and commissioners, and we've gone through a lot to see if we could get a letter of intent through you folks and one for the county. County's real positive, and what Bucota would like to present is we would like to do a feasibility study and make Tenino the regional wastewater. We've looked into quite a bit of information. We know you guys have got a lot of capacity, And the way we're looking at it, it could be really beneficial for both. It'd be beneficial for Tenino on the revenue side, and on us, because we could have higher density and actually maybe grow a little bit. We take up a lot of room with our septic tanks, and our environmental, it's not good when we're flooding and we're filling septic tanks and overflowing and running down the street right into the river. So we got a lot of issues. We got huge support. And tonight, what we're really hoping is the town of Bucota would receive a signed letter of intent from you folks that isn't really binding, but at least it's saying that you guys are on board until we run up against a brick wall or something, and you saying, yeah, this might be a good idea, and let's move forward to the next step. So that's kind of the round summary of it. And what would happen is we would run a pressure system, and we would finish the trail between Tenino and Bucota with probably an HDPE line underneath it. No fittings, all welds, from there clear to your city limits. And then once we were inside the city limits of Bucota, we would put an 1.25 inch stub into every lot. And then we would go after the funding. We've already talked to a few. Our mayor is really pedal to the metal on this. And we believe that we can get the money to have the town hook up, which in return would be a huge percentage influx to Tenino's revenues, because what we propose is per percentage, we would buy our percentage of the plant, we'd pay our percentage of the maintenance and upkeep, and we would pay our percentage of ongoing. So 40 years, when we do run out of capacity and we got to bring in more clarifiers than that, we would be a team. As far as a regional, how do I say? More peas in the pot makes a better soup, and you know what I mean? So that's kind of what we're hoping. And when it comes up on the agenda for you guys to pass, I will be open for any questions. And if you have any now, been running it, talking to lots of engineers, and he's been great. I know you can't, but he's at least been friendly enough to talk to us. So we appreciate that, bud. Any questions?
We may have some when we get it. If you don't mind sticking around just
I'll stay as
for the
long
actual
as- yes.
motion.
So
Kelly,
if
did you want to say
something comes up-
anything before the regular meeting? I mean, we have you on the agenda for later, but I just haven't come up with a general,
I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
just for some info. He's worked with Napa Vine, and they do the same thing there. They pipe from Napa Vine into Chehalis, similar thing. Yeah, so it works. I thought, how can you do this for that long a distance? But I guess it's possible with pumps. So,
Really?
Yeah.
You said Napa Vine to Chehalis?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Callie Carpenter.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll.
So my name's Callie Carpenter. I feel like I've met most of you. I watch your guys' council meetings on YouTube, so I feel like I really know you. So it's really great being here in person, getting to see you guys. Yeah, we know that, you know, I didn't grow up in Thurston County. I grew up in Lewis County, out in Adna. And so my husband, he was with the Army for 20 years. When we got together, we were living in Lakewood in an apartment, and I said, we're not doing that. We have 2 boys. So he fell in love with Bucota because it reminded him of Indiana, which is the state that he's originally from. So we moved to Bucota because my husband loved how it looked and everything. And so we've lived there now for, I believe it's gonna be 8 years this December. And I know that, you know, there've always been kind of rumors of like weird beefs between Tenino and Bucota. And for me, I'm like, I don't know anything about these beefs. Like, I'm not even, you know, like I just see opportunities. And so to me, it makes sense that if we can work together where we're not asking you guys to pull our weight, like we're able to pull our weight, we're able to support each other, and then use this as a springboard for maybe you know, whatever other opportunities we can do together. We're really excited about, you know, the opportunity for Bucota and the future for Bucota and what this opportunity for the feasibility to see if we could hook in all that, what it means for Bucota, and then being able to help you guys as well. So yeah, later, if you have any questions, sorry, I thought that it was at 7, so.
Oh, that's okay. No, this is kind of like our pre-meeting meeting where we just
Got it.
have an open discussion. So we have you on the agenda for
Awesome.
later to.
Yeah, so we'll be
Actually,
here.
Okay.
All right, but thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
We have on here, this is a minor one, fireworks changes. Maria, do you want to talk? Maria's been working with the sheriff's office, trying to just kind of get things cleaned up, and one of the things that came up with were,
So I printed papers for y'all, so you can see it.
we've been printing like crazy.
These are the two
Now,
Different time.
ordinances.
is this what we don't want this.
Okay.
Isn't
That's
this what
sold.
we've got
This
right
is
now?
sold.
Oh, and
This
then
is
they
sold
can't
and
be-
when they can discharge it.
Okay.
Okay, so there's two separate ordinances, so 722 and 905, and one is to do with sold and purchase, so times that vendors are able to buy and sell if they're selling here in town. So sometimes, so the sports clubs set up at the Market Fresh, they'd sold in the lot there previously. And the other one is for them to be used and discharged. Now, our times are not reflective of the rest of Thurston County. And with our limited police services at this time for our own city of Tenino, dispatch had actually reached out and said, what are we going to do come the 4th of July? What are you all looking at as far as what's going to happen? So I suggested that I polled Rainier and Bucota and Thurston County, because those are our neighbors. And so the changes on page 2 are reflective of what it would make it look like, so we're like everybody else's. Because we are drastically different than everybody else in the county, on the south side. It has nothing to do with Lacey, Olympia, and Tumwater. So just food for thought. We got a little bit of time before the 4th of July comes. I'd like to make these changes so that we're more in line with our neighbors, and if Thurston County is assisting us with police services, then we're all kind of on the same page. To go along with that, the response from dispatch, if you call 911 asking for assistance over the 4th of July time period, it will be, currently, this is the suggestion, complaints will be dispatched over the air, over the radio, for informational purposes only. If there are extenuating circumstances such as injuries, fires, disturbances, or calling parties requesting contact, then police will respond. But if there are just firecrackers going off, police are not going to make contact. There's just not.
Even if they are the illegal ones that they, because that's what goes off.
So
in
it's
my
at the
mind.
discretion of the caller how severe the situation is. And dispatch is educated and has knowledge about what kinds of questions to ask to get information as to determine whether it's respondable or if it can just be broadcasted, and if somebody can get to them and can go out and see what's going on. Or if there's a deputy or an officer like a block over, well then, that might be the situation. So just some thoughts. We're not quite in line with our neighbors and the rest of the county on the south side. So these are suggestions to make us more in line with everybody else, so that if fire or police has to respond, then it's all the same type of scenario across the board. Any questions?
I would just say, I think that's pretty common, the response that you described. I think that's what goes on already. If somebody just calls in and said, hey, somebody's in my neighborhood shooting off fireworks, most likely nobody's going to be able to identify who it was, or, they'll take a note of it. And
Yes.
But definitely, if there's injuries or anything like a fire, there would be a response. So I don't think that's too far off, even what we are doing with our own police officers. Obviously, there's a lot of fireworks going off in this community that you're just not going to be able to respond to every ever just call for a general disturbance. It would be almost impossible, in my opinion.
All I know is it sounds like they're in my backyard.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's-
So this is restricting their use of times to sell and restricting their use of times to discharge them. So
supposed to be.
Everybody knows how I feel. I would like to restrict it altogether, no fireworks.
exactly. So this is a suggestion to really rein in our times for both sale and discharge use of fireworks throughout the entire year. Because like we allow them over the New Year's Eve.
That's what I was about to ask.
And that's gonna go away. So no more New Year's Eve stuff, if you approve. Like, we'll get it written up in an actual ordinance if this is something that you're interested in actually pursuing.
Yes, please.
Any questions?
Right, Jody?
Giggling at?
Well, she's kind of my neighbor, so she knows what I'm talking
Oh.
about.
You troublemakers down there.
I told Linda when I saw this, I had a smile on my face because I knew what her response was going to be.
Yay, something
Get
good
rid
for
of them
Linda.
all.
Do we have a lot on New Year's Eve?
Oh, we
There's a
do
few,
around
not
my
quite
house.
as bad.
Yeah, I was trying
Not
to
as
think.
bad.
I don't think it
Yeah,
is.
it's not as bad.
No.
Not-
So, any other questions?
Excuse me, he asked it.
Oh, yes.
I have a funny comment from, I work for the air quality department in ecology.
Mhm.
And if you put like a multi-year trend of air quality, you can see a yellow line in the middle of summer.
From the 4th of July? Yeah. I don't doubt that. All right, anything
Okay.
else?
No, that was
Okay.
Quickly, we have several resolutions, but there's nothing that's really changes a lot. We do have on here declaring the surplus property for the food bank. So those two properties down there, we need to officially declare them surplus before we can move forward with the actual agreement. So we're asking for that to be done today. We are updating the terms of the interfund loan. When we originally did those, we said we were going to try to pay them back in 3 years, but obviously now that we've really got our budgets all in place and understand where we're at financially, we're recommending a 10-year payback on those. So that's just a change in that resolution. The next one, 2605, we again approved, if you remember, we approved 500,000 in addition to the 1.3 million that we approved. We didn't know if we were going to need it or not, but we approved it. We didn't need that 500,000. We did use 300,000, so we're changing that, basically eliminating that 500,000 loan one and creating a new one that says we borrowed 300,000. So that's another, it's basically there's a bookkeeping and financial updates. Under ordinances, we have ordinance 939. Apparently, some time ago, we had what was called the investigative fund in the police department. I'm not sure what that was used for, but it's been close to zero for 10 years, and it's no longer necessary, so we're asking just to abolish that fund. Again, no real monetary impact there. And the other one is the petty cash fund. We used to keep $50 in petty cash here just for incidental purchases. Now that we have the credit card, we don't really need that petty cash fund anymore. So we're saying that we were going to abolish that petty cash fund. So those are all just pretty simple ones. Even there's a bunch of them, but they're all no real impacts to anything besides extending the payback periods on those loans to 10 years. Dan, I don't know if you want to, we got 30 minutes. Do you want to do any pre-presentation on, or you just want to wait till the regular meeting to just wait? Okay, let's see here. I missed anything. Guess we can do other reports.
Yep.
Chamber of Commerce, George? EDC and study?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thanks for having me. It's, normally I send it in to the mayor or to Linda. So the mayor of Bakota asked me to be here tonight. So I come to help support them tonight as well. So from the chamber, May 1st, we're creating a new event. It's called a business networking for the businesses who can't come to our lunch program. So this Friday, 7:30, it'll be at the Sandstone Cafe and Quarry Bar and Grill. So welcome you there. I think we've got 15 people signed up so far to come. On May 15th, we'll be doing a ribbon cutting for the Tenino Community Service Center at 1 p.m. And on May 20th will be our lunch program. For Oregon Trail Days, our next committee meeting is this next Monday. So we welcome anybody that's listening who wants to be part of our committee to come. And our parade chair might be on council, so we want to make sure everybody out there listening knows that the parade entries are now available. So you can go to the Oregon Trail Days site on our website to sign up to be in the parade. And then also Jody tells me to remind people that we are accepting vendors for arts and crafts and food vendors as well for Oregon Trail Days. And Oregon Trail Days planning is in full swing. We will be looking at the park next week about how we planning to set up our venue this with Pioneer Village and the Rock Show and the vendors, and then working with the museum this year with what they're planning for that as well. And then from the EDC, we're putting on a women's business conference on May 28th at Lacey, and so we'd like to encourage all women businesses in Tenino to consider to come and be part of that. And then on June 24th, we're putting on an awards program for businesses, and the chamber really wants to support Tenino businesses who are interested in applying for those awards, and we'll help you with your application, write your letter of support. So that's also on the Thurston EDC's website. And that's my report for tonight.
Thank you.
George? Don't believe we have Arts Commission or VCB, the library, already talked. Civil Service Commission, I don't think there's been anything with them. You only got one person, right? We only have you left. You're the only one. The most important, though. Finance Committee?
Finance Committee,
It was basically no report, right?
no, I don't really have a report other than working on the old, what did you call them? The ones that nobody responded to,
Oh.
cash the checks. The outstanding vouchers.
Outstanding
Working
vouchers.
on those, yeah. That's about it.
It's just, yeah,
I saw a few of them in there, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that part of what we're doing with those ones that were in the vouchers? Is some of those that we're getting? Yeah.
I figured that.
You'll update us on your, yeah. Planning Commission? Were you at you weren't at the last meeting, were you? Yeah, you want to say anything about the planning? I know you've just been there for one. I don't think there's really anything. It was just an update of, I mean, we're just trying to wrap up our comprehensive plan, which we'll get done today, or mostly done. Public Safety Committee?
No update.
You there? Public Works Committee?
Public Works, the Little League fields are all done. What they can do until after the Little League season is over, and then they'll do the outer drain fields to be done. They still want to paint the concession stands. They're working on the pickleball and basketball courts. It'll take quite a while. He showed me the bricks for the pickleball and basketball court. They're really unusual. And he says it'll take them a long time to put them down. He said there's like 2,000 of them.
Bricks for the,
They call them bricks for the pickleball court. After it's paved, they put down these squares that are little holes in them, and they're really unusual.
interesting.
And then they're attached to the ground every so often, but they interconnect to one another. But these bricks have all the lines on them that they need for the basketball courts and the pickleball
Oh,
courts.
okay.
They're all numbered.
It's like a big jigsaw puzzle?
It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. They're all numbered and everything. So, but he says it's gonna take a long time to put, for the maintenance guys to put those all down. And then they're working on the, street update plan, that they have to do every year.
Sounds like he did her drive around with Carol, our engineer, and kind of looked at our streets and some sidewalks, trying to see where they needed
He said that
to
they
focus
have-
some attention.
Yeah, they would have to move. They did have McClellan Street as number 6,
Yeah,
and it will move to number 1, he said.
It's
because-
that's in bad shape. I
Yeah.
drive down there
It
once in a
is,
while, it's
yeah.
like, huh?
So, let's see.
Yeah.
And they're working on a grant, they're trying to find a grant so they can do remodeling in the older part of the park for the bathroom upgrades, parking, because parking is haphazardous down there for ball games.
And part of that was, I think, they're damaging the trees there when they park on that one side, especially where the trees are. It can damage the roots, driving cars up on there, so they're trying to figure out a way we can kind of limit the impact of
The other
those
side.
cars, yeah. So,
That's about it.
okay. Maria, you just want to do a short on the police department, kind of what you've been, I know there's not a lot, but you can update them.
So the police department participated in the drug take-back event that happened on Saturday with Be That. We gathered 84 pounds of drugs to dispose of to the DEA, so. Medication, that's it. Well, they're drugs, it's what you take. So 84 pounds went back to the DEA for incineration, which is great. That was super excited about that. I've been cleaning up. We did some evidence purging and some just record keeping and just some housekeeping over at the police department in general. So yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
I would like to thank you to make sure that we got Taz safely to the meeting facility.
Oh, yes, yes. So, sort of incognito or off the radar, we helped Jody get a pallet jack down the road to the,
Take it down the road.
from the one food bank to the new food bank. We gave him a little police escort so she could get her pallet jack down the road.
It's an electric pallet stacker.
Okay, well, she walked it down the road and we followed her in a police car so she didn't get run over by anybody. So we did that.
That's very important.
You were in yellow, you were dressed appropriately, so we just had some little police help with that on Saturday.
I do have a question. That just brought it up to my mind about Oregon Trail Days and the parade. And the police participation as it has been. What are we?
I have a plan.
Do you? Okay, I
I'm-
thought you might.
I'm fact-finding and gathering, and I have a plan, and I have ducks lining up to.
Okay, just let me know
Yep,
what I
I
can
will.
help with, or.
I will be in communication when all of that solidifies.
Thank you.
Don't sit down yet, we got code enforcement next, don't sit down. But anyway, I just want to add to that, when we have talked to Sheriff Sanders, he's aware Oregon Trail Days is a big event here, and he committed, at least verbally to me, when we've talked about this, that they would have coverage for that, but I'm sure Maria's getting into the details of it, but.
It
he's
just
very-
dawned on me.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm still gathering like all the different events that are gonna be going on, so the car show, obviously the farmer's market, we're still looking at the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, if that's gonna be happening, so like all the road closure situations in addition to the parade going on. And then, yes, I will meet with Thurston County and get that all organized, because they have agreed to share in some help with that, so.
thank you.
code enforcement.
What's that? 3-on-3 is next. It is? Okay, I haven't seen any paperwork from them, so I'm waiting to, and they're not responding to phone calls, so. Thank you.
Anything from code enforcement? Anything new?
Brian and I are very busy. Yeah, lots of permits, getting things paid and getting things cleaned up and taken care of. I don't wanna call out anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. There
No pointing fingers.
No pointing fingers.
Park, trying to think of anything from Jessica that's been, I can't think of anything from the park that's still working on our grants, always keeping us up to date on those, which is very helpful. And, oh, we did meet today at the park. They're talking about moving the street, Okay, George is shaking his head, don't say anything, so I won't say anything. It's a secret.
The chamber board here's what the plan.
Okay. Good thing you're here, George, I would have been in trouble.
I'd have kicked him.
Clean the quarry house, the floors.
Oh, yeah, they did the floors, you see.
The quarry house, that was a request from a citizen that was using it, so.
Nice.
we
Yeah, I
did
did
that.
notice. Clerk treasurer.
So there's no treasurer's report for the second meeting of the council as normal. We're working on unclaimed property, and they're started out with approximately 40 checks pre-2025, or checks or payments pre-2025, and we have taken care of at least 10 of those so far. All the letters went out a couple weeks ago now, so we're starting to have people call and email about those. So we're stopping payment on the original checks and reissuing the checks. In addition to that, we're having people sign that if they find the old check, they won't deposit or cash it, which is a normal process for unclaimed property. And then come October, anything that's left, we will report and remit the funds to the state of Washington, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. Still working on the annual reports. The big day is, for me, is May 5th to submit them all. I'm working with Springbrook on those. They're due May 30th this year, so we should have time to make any corrections needed well before the due date. What else are we working on? Starting to work on the budget for 2027. So any thoughts or suggestions can be emailed to me or talk to me or Dave. And I think that's about it right now. Is there anything exciting? No, nothing else. We don't want excitement.
Seems like the day's always busy when you're in here.
Are there any questions? I did want to note on the ordinance 939, the investigative fund, the $3,000. It has been at zero for some time, and that was reported and investigated to state auditor's office. And we're required to do that when there's any funds that are missing. There's no way of knowing where they went, and SAO came to the same conclusion. So, and in speaking with Maria and Chief Auditor previously, we decided that the fund wasn't needed. So that's what that ordinance is.
Okay, mayor's report. I attended a trail design. That's the trail going from out to that towards the ag park. We had a meeting online about the update on that. They are working on getting all the contracts in place to do the design work on that trail. We went to the chamber meeting. No, I didn't go to the chamber meeting, sorry. I had a meeting with Waterworth again. That's the company that's looking at our rates. I think we're pretty squared away on knowing that all our figures in there are correct. And I think I mentioned this last time. I was kind of surprised because they said the water fund was the one that was needing some adjustment, most likely. I thought it was going to be the sewer fund. I just want to be clear that we haven't made any decisions on percentages yet. We just said this is kind of had the numbers, and you can see the water fund kind of going down, the reserves are going down over the years. Of course, the water fund is a small part of our bill. Our water bill is like $26. So even if we do have to do some small increases, it's not like we're doing the sewer fund. When we do a 2 or 3% increase on $140 versus 2 or 3% on $30, it'll be minimal. But I think the next step, we meet with them next week, I believe, and we're gonna I think one of the things we're gonna talk about is rate design. Right now, with our sewer, everybody pays a flat fee. Water is kind of a step, you get your first 500 cubic feet, then there's increased. But we just wanna look at if there's any better way to do those rates that seem more fair. I guess my just personal thing is the single person, elderly person living in a home that uses very little water and doesn't really use as much of our sewer. I think it's fair to have people, you tie it to the water usage somehow, and you base your rate for your sewer on your water usage. Now, don't say that's what's going to happen, but that's just one that I know a lot of communities use versus just a flat fee for everybody. So anyway, there's multiple options we can look at, so we're just going to look at those, and we'll bring something to the council, hopefully soon, on our rates and where we need to go with those.
Is there a way to identify business, residential, irrigation?
Yes, I know one of the things they talked about was summertime, because people's usage goes up a lot in the summertime. So I think as part of that rate design, they take the average of and during the summertime, when the water usage goes up a lot for gardens, they somehow equalize that and kind of charge you whatever you had typically used in months before that. So I know I'm sure there's some way to identify commercial versus residential too, but we didn't get into that depth of it.
But like, is there separate rates, or could there be separate rates or considerations for irrigation accounts, commercial accounts, and residential accounts?
There probably could be. I think you can set up anything you want to, really. Yeah. Let's see here. Got sidetracked, forgot what I was. Did Earth Day on the 18th. That went fairly well. I think we had 126 people signed up for Earth Day. We did a ton of work in the park. It was very successful. The weather wasn't quite as nice as last year, so I think we had a little bit less turnout, but they got a lot done, and I very much appreciate all the people that came out to help with Earth Day. I went to AWC, Small Cities Connector in White Salmon. That is a group of the small cities from the area get together and just talk about different things that are affecting small cities. It's always good to hear from other communities, but kind of like always, it seems like we all have the same problems. We're all struggling with funds, and same things that we're facing. Sometimes it's good to hear, we're not the only ones facing some of these issues, because once in a while you feel like it's overwhelming, but a lot of people are going through that. So it's good to talk with them. TRPC meeting was on Thursday the 23rd. That was mostly on the street funding. I think I told you last meeting that there's a South Rural set aside for funds from the transportation funds. So I think we're looking at getting $300,000. There's this is to approve the projects. I think it takes a couple years for the money to come through for them actually after they're approved, so it won't be anything we'll get within the next couple of years, but you have to get in the queue kind of for the federal fundings. It's kind of delayed, so, but that's kind of guaranteed money, so we can we'll know what we're going to get, and we can start making plans on what we want to do with that. Went to the school board meeting yesterday. It was at Parkside, and not to brag about myself, but I do work for helping kids with weekend food bags, and I've been doing it for about 9 years, and they had a little recognition for what I did there and stayed for the meeting.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, it was they had I think she's a junior in high school speak. It was Teacher Appreciation Day. This young girl, she's supposedly, yeah, she had a speech that I think had half the audience in tears, talking about her experience in Tenino and how she used to be a very shy and withdrawn person.
What was her name, do you know?
Nevia Vasquez.
Oh, Nevia, yeah.
She spoke at the.
She was at the
last
chamber,
meeting.
yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Good speaker.
So anyway, she was, her story was something else to hear. Yeah, my wife had tears running. It was like, so anyway, that was I think about it for this last couple weeks. Any questions? Anything from BThat? I know Jeff's not here tonight. He has something else he had to attend. Solid Waste Advisory Committee.
That meeting was next week, but I did forget one thing on Public Works, that they will start the paving project out on 99 in May.
Yeah, I just sent back the final paperwork to give them.
As soon as the weather's better.
Yeah. Probably just a
Last year,
timing
they
thing.
waited until school was out, so they didn't rush, but he said that they were gonna do most of the work at night this time.
Yeah, it's almost a mile. I just saw the thing, it's
Yeah,
just short of a mile that they'll be paving out there.
yeah.
So that'll be nice to get that completed up to where the county did there. It'll be all new. TCOM 911, I don't think there's anything there. School board, I just kind of gave you the report on that one. It was TRPC. I did have the meeting I talked about, and again, same thing I just told you about the meeting. It's mostly based on the projects, call for projects. Have Transportation Policy Board is coming up. Thurston County Commissioners, anybody? I don't have anything from them. Legislature, there's a lot of chatter going on Facebook between the Democrats and the Republicans, but
Try not to read it.
yeah. Oregon Trail Days, got anything?
Not
I know.
beyond what George just reported, moving along. Parade applications are up and available.
Okay,
I think you ought to contact the people from that species.
I did send the procession of the species.
Yes.
I did send just just a Facebook comment, a couple of them that we'd love to see some of these
Yeah.
in our parade, because there were some pretty
Oh my
amazing
gosh, they were
floats there.
amazing.
Yeah.
They really were.
So I'll do more. Yesterday and today was for here,
Yeah.
tomorrow and the rest of the weeks for.
been gone for
Monday.
like a month or something, haven't you? Got to
It's
catch
about
up.
3 weeks.
Yeah, welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Good to see you. We got about 8 minutes. We'll get into our regular agenda.
You've got 2 different consent calendars. Oh, that's the,
Because we have that.
the other, yeah, the first one.
Just so you guys, I don't know which one you have down there, Taylor. One of them is,
I have both.
okay, the first one you got, I think, was an
Last-
adjustment because we made a mistake. And then this.
Of course, she'd
those are
never
the-
seen it because she wasn't here for that.
No, I wasn't here, so.
We're explaining it on the computer.
Mine does too.
The computer has an attitude.
Well, I tried to get the residents to instance, I'm not ADs and
And I met the clerk treasurer there, and that's 3/4 time. I forget her city name, it ends with village. They have 300 people. They have no public buildings except the shed where they put all their archived files, and they do their council meetings at council members' houses. They rotate.
In Elma?
No. I went to the meeting and I met a lady, and I never remember.
It's some weird name. I've never heard of it
It's a
before.
long name, and the last word is village, that's all I know. But they have no public buildings, they have
They have no businesses in the town.
yeah, no businesses in their town.
So
They
it's
have-
pure, just property taxes then? That was it?
Yeah.
It was interesting. I forgot what she was talking about.
Would be interesting.
Yeah,
So they actually have a city council,
they do.
do they have a mayor?
I believe so, yeah, and then she's
But they
the
meet in
only
people's
city
houses.
employee besides public works. They have a couple public works people.
That's funny. They had 300 people?
Yes, 300, population 300. We were one of the biggest cities there at that one.
How big is Elma?
Oh, Elma, I don't remember. It's bigger than we are, because they've grown.
I think Monty is too.
I didn't see Montesano there. I didn't see anybody from Montesano, but Ellen was there.
We're a couple of larger cities, probably bigger than
My great was my grandfather's. And my great aunt was the clerk treasurer there in Elma. Well, I lived with her in 1950, I think it was. We moved down there from Bremerton, and I stayed with her because Mom and Dad weren't ready to come, and I had to start school. Yeah. She was the clerk treasurer in Elma. Your grand-
my grandma's from Bremerton. They raised their kids.
Really?
1450.
Well, I only lived there, I lived there 1 or 2 years. I went to, I still know
No.
Mrs. Parker was my
don't
fifth
know
grade
anything about
teacher. And I could, the old school that was there, I could point to my classroom. Yeah. What's her name? You know, the sheriff, well, Sumter, he was with the legislature after he retired as sheriff. That's sad. That is sad. Is that what I was gonna talk about?
I have no idea.
I'm sure it is.
I probably,
How are you? I don't think I've officially met you. I'm Jessica. I usually work with,
Melissa. Dan's been around a few years.
Old timer.
Yeah, he's an old timer.
Not long enough since the last, way back with Fred, I think is the one.
I do remember Fred very well, Fred Evander.
Yeah, he was really, really good.
Yeah, he was awfully good. He, in fact, he owned a home. He owned his home here.
Yeah, right.
And then, I don't, where'd they move to?
Something like that. Another trail town.
He, yeah, he was way, really into the old Tenino, you know, Dad's, oh, part of that plan is,
You want to print the
part of
730
that
pages.
downtown corridor plan is still in the works, isn't it? I really wish we could get that done. I really do, get the bulb outs with the trees. Yeah, the trees, it would slow people down coming right through the middle of town.
I know the planning commission talked about revisiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, the phase plan was like to paint the planters in, just like kind of paint those bulb outs.
Yeah.
And then come in later and install. I know the state highway would have to be like an exemption for
Right.
it.
Because that is a state highway.
Yeah, that's.
And that's one of the reasons that we don't have roundabouts, is because the big trucks cannot go around those roundabouts, and this is a state highway. So, and we can't keep them from driving on it. But if we had that, because that main, those streets are so wide, my gosh, you can almost park 2 cars and still, side by side, and still have plenty of room.
They have, roundabouts on state highways, if you've ever been up by Monroe.
One in Rochester.
I was gonna,
Yeah, yeah, but that's a big area. You would have to take out Edward Jones and the gas station and that property and tight line, the whole thing would have to go.
Maybe it'll be a figure 8, not a circle.
Oh my gosh. No.
Little derby action going on in the
Like the
center.
one they have at your Costco and Home Depot in
Yeah.
Foxbury and Virgin Diamond where you
Yeah.
go on the
Oh my
opposite
God.
side of the road.
Yeah, that is a little too much. Oh, yeah. When my husband was alive, we lived off 31st off of,
Went over to
Willamette.
this
Oh, yeah.
And we used to walk that whole area. I go out there now, when my nephew bought that house. After my husband died. And I go out there.
So
Is it by the freeway?
yeah, it's
Oh,
right off the
okay.
freeway. It's like you get out to go to like Costco or Home
crazy.
Depot
Yeah.
or my favorite store, Cabela's.
Because they've got that one little. That one little roundabout, but I never, I guess I maybe not paying attention. Is it
7:30.
noon?
5 minutes went by fast.
Oh, okay, see, I don't plan to go out there that often.
Okay. I work up there. Do it every single day.
Okay, I'll call it 7:30. We'll call the regular meeting of the city of Tenino for Tuesday, April 28th. Please rise for the flag salute. Elaine, you want to start us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have, the first item is agenda approval.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda for tonight. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We have minutes from 4/14/2026.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes from April 14th, 2026. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Consent calendar. Okay, this is a big one. I gotta get this right. We have two consent calendars. We have, from last meeting, we had an error in the calculations, so we need to reapprove that one. The consent calendar for, you got the?
March 24th,
March 24th, when
26th to April 14th.
April 15th through April 2028. Is that right? Sound right? Consisting of EFTs in the amount of 0, claims checks 34005. Oh,
No, wrong one.
I got it. Payroll ETFs in the amount of $99,282.01. Claims checks 34005 through 34050 in the amount of $228,555.83. For a total of $327,837.84.
You got a typo there.
Well, the three,
Yeah.
there's two, one, two, three, it's 33.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the amended consent calendar from April 15th through the 28th. Is there
No.
any discussion?
No, March 24th through the 14th. Sorry.
I told you, I was gonna be confused.
Right here.
March 24th through April 14th.
Yeah.
Okay, any good discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I'll get this one right. The next is the current consent calendar for April 15th through April 28th, 2026, consisting of EFTs in the amount of $71,212.29 and claims checks 34051 through 34091 in the amount of $122,545.87 for a total of $193,758.16.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar for April 15th through the 28th. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We have no executive session, no presentations, public comments. This is an opportunity for public comment if anybody would like to speak. The first one, we'll have another at the end of the meeting. Seeing none, we'll move on. We do have a public hearing tonight. This public hearing is for the formal adoption of the Tenino Comprehensive Plan. I got my little speech here I have to give. The public hearing is for public input and discussion of the final Tenino Comprehensive Plan update. This public hearing will proceed in an orderly fashion, and I would like to ask your cooperation in the following procedure. Everyone present will be given an opportunity to be heard. The clerk will be recording what is said. Therefore, when you address the council, please begin by stating your name and address. Before hearing from the audience, I'm going to introduce Dan Penrose to present information on this project.
Great, thank you, Mayor. Dan Penrose, SCJ Alliance. I'm the city's contract planner and have been for a while. SCJ represents the city of Tenino, both at the state and the local level, and we were helpful, or we helped in the city applying for a commerce grant, and that is what paid for both the comprehensive plan update and the climate resiliency element that all cities and counties in the state that are participating in GMA need to update their plans with. So today, the basis of my attendance is to answer questions or respond to comments as directed from the public. I know that you are all familiar with the comprehensive plan. It went through a pretty exhaustive public process, planning commission review of the different drafts. Man, a 730-page council packet, that's the longest one I've seen in a while, and that is because there's a couple different drafts in there. So there's an initial draft, and then there's a draft that responds to planning commission and public comments, and then the final draft that you have that reflects comments from those folks as well as the agencies. So it's pretty exhaustive. I hope you had a chance to review it. We're pretty proud of it. I think it represents some good work in moving the city forward. Obviously, there's lots of challenges, but there's a ton of opportunities. And I don't live here, but it is one of my favorite places to plan in, and that's a reflection of the solid work that the council does and the planning commission, and then the public is really engaged and generally positive. So I can't say that about every place that we work. So with that, I will step to the side and make myself available for anything else.
So at this time, the floor is open for comments from the audience. In fairness to all in attendance, each person will be given an opportunity to address the council for an initial period not to exceed 3 minutes. If more time is needed, it will be made available after everyone has a chance to speak. I am requesting the council members to hold their questions to the public until everyone is done. Is there anybody that would like to give testimony? Got mostly out of towners here, taking over our meeting. Seeing none, we'll open up to council members. Do you have any questions for Dan? I have one. Housing. Housing is always something that's interesting to me. I know one of the things I read in the report was about ADUs, and I think they kind of did a study what the adoption rate would be. You know, I guess every lot in our city now is really available by state law to have 2 ADUs. But I think the findings are it's like 1% or 2% or something like that adoption typically. So I think the report says we may see like 30 ADUs in the city over the next 10 years, I think it said. But I guess it's not really in the comprehensive plan, but now how do we make these things affordable, I guess? You know, when I look at ADUs and they're still $230,000, what can the city, what do cities do to make things like that affordable for people that are, you know, they're supposed to address lower income people as part of the idea of these, and but they don't seem affordable. And I just wanted to look at things that we can do to make them more affordable. Is there any kind of, do you see other cities doing things to help with that?
I think the first example was the city of Lacey. About 5 or 6 years ago, teamed up with a local architecture firm to pre-design ADU units and permit them, you know, or make sure they were designed in a way that they could be rapidly permitted, and also kind of pre-qualify those with banking institutions. And so that helped a little bit. I think your point about the cost is probably the the biggest barrier to these being adopted all over the place. They still have to meet, generally, they still have to meet building code, they have to meet fire separation, and those are good things. I mean, those are important. We don't want to put up, you know, OSB shacks with, you know, with a shed roof and put people in it. We need to have, you know, quality. They're calling it attainable housing now is kind of the catchword in the legislature and in the industry, is instead of affordable, it's attainable. Because we don't want to have someone live in a shack, which might be affordable, but that's not really a good idea. And so the ADUs, the options that we could do on ADU is try to look for ways and standardize designs so that we can expedite the building permit process. However, there are, you know, any time you do things like that, there's trade-offs. So, you know, you could waive permit fees, you could waive water and sewer connection fees, but then those fees have to be borne by other entities. It's not free. There's no free lunches. So there's always trade-offs.
What I've heard is, even though it's much smaller, there's some cost that you're gonna have for
Right.
restrooms and kitchens. They're gonna be the same as if you
Right.
build a bigger house, so the cost per square foot is much higher typically for, even though it's much smaller, the cost ends up being not that much different.
I think it's only Fed, isn't it, that gives loans to low-income people for housing? I believe it is, and it's low interest. There's like, probably more now, but when I heard about it a few years back, it was like 3% or something, 2 or 3%. Probably more now because the interest rate has gone up, but it seems to me, for low-income people,
There was
you
a
know.
couple banks I saw that
Yeah.
in Olympia was,
Yeah.
you know,
I
they
think
said
it's
they
always
suggested
Fed.
you work with.
Yeah.
I guess the other one, it looked like our housing, when I was looking at the information on how many houses we need to build to meet the growth, it seemed like we were doing pretty good in a lot of the areas. I was kind of surprised how, you know, that we didn't have need to accommodate a lot of growth. In Tenino, I think it was more of the lower income units that seemed like we were maybe, is that what I read, is that correct? Do you recall?
That the lower income units, that kind of band of inventory that many other cities are striving to achieve, Tenino already has. Yeah. And again, I think that's somewhat a reflection of the build date, like when they were originally constructed, and then also we have a couple manufactured home parks that also qualify as far as the way they do the math. It qualifies as low cost or more affordable style homes with the AMI, the adjusted median income, is you can buy or rent those types of units. So I don't think it was totally on purpose. It's sort of a reflection of who Tenino is, and then just the way the math works out with the population of Tenino compared to that band of housing that's available. But no one has as a strategy to let their existing housing stock deteriorate to the point that it's considered affordable. So that's the key, is you have to make sure there's sufficient land for new and smaller, most of the time, smaller units. I don't have a soapbox here, so I'm not going to get on it, but it's a regional issue. Like, you can't solve it in one place and not solve it someplace else, because it'll attract people who are seeking like more affordable, more attainable units, and there's just too much demand for that one place can bear. So they really tried to, when I sat in on the meetings with the other jurisdictions in the county, Yelm and Lacey and Olympia and Tumwater, everyone's kind of dealing with the same sort of things, and it's sort of needs to be a regional strategy on how to get more units all across the board. And then we all know that transportation and housing or land use are linked. Like, so you could do a lot of density and a lot of low-income units, and then they have no way to get to work or schools, because you have 1,000 people in a place now that have no transit service or can't affordably find a place to shop, so it's all related. That's why we do comp plans.
I guess the last thing I'll say, I think our planning commission, kind of the task now is we have to look at some of these things like ADUs and what standards do we want to have. I mean, the state has set standards, kind of minimum standards for those, but we can modify those. We can't go below their standards, but I think that's part of what we'll be working on a lot of these things is, you know, what does Tenino want from in some of these areas, and trying to set some of these ideas like you talked about moving forward. What else?
That's it, I don't have any questions.
So, can I I'll
Yeah.
just clarify, just for everybody's knowledge. Can you clarify for us, the comprehensive plan is not necessarily a we will achieve these things, it's a we would like to achieve these things, correct?
Yeah, it's a vision statement. It's just a really long one.
Yeah.
It's very long.
Yeah.
And very
It's a
long.
novel of a vision statement.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's more than just aspirational, though, because when you apply for grants, they say, okay, tell us how serious you are about the things that we're serious about as the granting agent. And you need to usually point back to goals and policies in your vision document, your comp plan, that say, hey, we care about these things. And so there's a little bit of a tail wagging the dog there sometimes, because you do need to make sure you cover the bases. And if you read through some of the comments from the agencies, from ecology, from commerce, from DNR, from Fish and Wildlife, they'll talk about those kind of, you should have those in there. And on a couple of those rows, you may have noted that we said, like, comment noted, like, okay, we heard you, but we don't have to do these things. Like a tree canopy study, for example. Or some of the other aspects that are in there, maybe nice to have, but unless there's going to be grant funding for those things, or unless they're like super serious in our particular community, we're going to choose not to do those. But there are things that are mandatory, and those things are in the plan. So, you know, yeah, it's a vision statement, but there's some mandatory aspects of the vision statement. You know, the mayor mentioned like the ADUs, that's the state law now, so you have to accommodate for those types of things. This attainable, affordable housing bans by AMI, that's, you know, has to be in there. And the climate resiliency language, the greenhouse gases, all of those things, that has to be in there. So the plan, the Tenino final comp plan did receive kind of review and like tacit approval from those agencies. There are no state agencies that like stamp it, you know, done. It's up to you as a legislative body to do that for the city.
I would just add, though, I mean, the stuff in there is stuff you know, obviously, we're probably not going to get everything in there done, but I think it's something you want to pay attention to. I always say I hate to see us put $100,000 into a document and then just sit it on the shelf and not pay attention to it. I mean, we should be looking at it and see what things we can achieve when possible, so, yeah. Anybody else? Any questions?
No.
Okay, the public testimony on this
We have one.
hearing. Look,
Yeah, there was talk about like how this is a more regional problem that can't be handled in one area. And it's like, I agree with that. I know there's a regional housing council that like looks into that at like a higher level. And
Can't hear what he's saying.
Is involved in the regional housing council, and I feel like you could be, and I could be like a place to address things like a more countywide level.
so some people are having a hard time hearing. So I'll just repeat, he was talking about the Regional Housing Council, that being part of that is important because this is a regional issue and we need all to be working together to solve some of these problems. So I think that was the gist of what you said, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, anybody else? Okay, the public hearing is now closed. So the recommended action is to approve the formal adoption of the Tenino Comprehensive Plan update.
So moved.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the final adoption of the Tenino Comprehensive Plan update. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, all your work from SCJ and helping us get this done. We appreciate it. No proclamation, no old business. Okay, here's your time, Dakota. You're on the agenda. So we had some discussion about this earlier. Do you want to come, did anybody have any more questions about them about this?
Could you?
You
A
do?
little bit, yeah.
Come on up.
So first of all, thanks for coming in. And I just wanted to double check a couple of things really quick. So the feasibility study is simply to see, is that part of whether it can be done or whether our system will be able to accommodate everything that Dakota could bring? Is that part of it?
A feasibility study is a way for the cities to cover themselves having an authority telling you it's a good idea. That's pretty much all it is. A feasibility is a peace of mind. That's my opinion on it. We have it because if it goes south, we want to point a finger and say, George did it. That's what I say, yeah.
Okay.
My opinion on it is that we should all be filled with the knowledge and get what we need to determine if it's a good idea or not. So tonight, what we're asking you guys is to sign the letter of intent to move forward, so we think it's a good idea. If you have questions to make that happen, I'm here to answer anything you'd like to know.
Because I think
really
the
am.
feasibility would probably be looking with ecology to make sure we can get approval to, anything we
So-
do changes, I don't know if ecology.
That'll
has
be
to
on the
get-
environmental side.
Right.
That'll be after. But ecology will definitely be involved, Fish and Wildlife will be involved. You're not going to do this project without having every
Everybody,
entity through the SEPA. It's just gonna happen. We're Washington State, remember? Lots of red tape. So it is going to be a process. I believe myself that the biggest goal is to keep the cost down. So like today, working with the engineers, we figured out a way to save about another couple $1 million on it. So you guys have had a bad taste with your sewer in the last few years, I believe, from what I know of it. However, I don't believe it has to be that way. I believe that you guys are the perfect, because you guys know what to not do again, right? I mean, it's a horrible way to look at it, but it's actually the way the world works. Yale went through the same thing. I'm pretty sure that when I talk to them, they're gonna tell me what not to do also, right? So then in the end, hopefully we have a real economical, environmentally,
Sound.
yes, it's all, touch all the bases, you know what I mean? We flood with open septics. I mean, holy cow, I can't believe we haven't done something until this. That alone, to me, is just, it's unacceptable to me. But I believe it's good for Tenino because of the revenue side. You're gonna have a whole nother town that's gonna help pay, and we all know if you don't put it in wages, they're gonna leave you. And that is just killing the small towns. You know, it really is.
I'll just add something real quick on the facility. Talking to Troy, even though we're operating, I think he said like at 40% capacity, he says to take on additional capacity doesn't raise our costs that much more because the plant's already built to operate bigger, so we're not gonna have to add a lot of, so I think it's not gonna increase our cost significantly.
No, your
to
guys'
take
will be,
additional.
that's right, Dave. You guys will be able to actually have more revenue to be able to
Support.
enhance what you have. It doesn't really cost you more to run what's gonna be coming. It's just gonna give you more revenue for the future. You guys will have a pretty small impact for a pretty high return because you've already gone through your impacts. I mean, I'll just be truthful about it. And my deal on our end is, how do I figure out how to keep our impacts low? So we are not coming in with $250 every 2-month sewer bills. I'd like to be around 50. You know what I mean? So what that takes working together and coming up with I see a self-contained, no matter what, it doesn't get in the stormwater from there to here, and no lift stations, just stubs. It's pipe in the ground, HDPE, all welded seams, and then we make an opportune zone to go together so we both thrive going towards each other. And you guys will have a big say in where that flow meter would go to divide that as for the future. We might not none see it, but we still got to look forward to what our kids are going to fight, right? So, anything else?
Do you have a date that you would like to see this completed?
So, as of right now, that would be really hard to say. I know that the town of Bucota will still be going after funding needs next year at this time. I'm just hoping it's for the residents. That's what I'm hopeful.
They do have funding already for the feasibility though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we're moving on. And the trail and a new bridge to go across the river. Bucota, I came from another town that was on I-5. We had a different situation. We had 3 exits. So the growth kind of took care of itself. Tenino, as well as you know, if you don't grow, it's not good. You'll get overran. Well, we're fighting that bad. Well, with the septic system, even getting through all the environmental stuff, it's not good taking up somebody's whole backyard. And the density is big because of septic systems. It's just not good towards the whole scope of things right now. Me, I would love to live like that, but that's the thing of the past. It's just not going to happen anymore. It's just not going to. Septic systems should probably not be anywhere. You know, they're just kind of nasty.
Anything else?
I
Okay.
appreciate your time.
Yeah, we appreciate
you.
you
Thank
reaching
you.
out to us also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. This is another Bucota resident. Maybe not.
Thank you. My name is
Quickly,
John Wood.
make it quick.
I'm on the town council of Bucota with Brian. I work with Brian and everyone else. As funny as it was to say that, you know, a feasibility study is something we can blame George on, which I like to blame George for a lot of things. A feasibility study is to find out the viability of a project as well as how much profit can be made. Now, you guys have a system in that the way Brian was explaining it right then was that it's not viable for you right now. Your system isn't viable. Therefore, by extending it, it'll make it more viable for you and make it more profitable for you. You're talking about taking profit from the poorest town in Washington, in Bucota, where I live, on a fixed income. And even if it's $20, $30, $50 a month, that's a lot more money than a lot of people in Bucota can spare. And number two, the idea that if this doesn't work, which we have seen has not worked for you guys so far, how's that going to affect Bucota? If we hook up to your system and the system doesn't work in terms of the cost isn't $50 every 2 months, it's more, what are we going to do then? We can't back out of the deal. So this is one of the things that I've been trying to explain to everyone here is that I'm not against a system itself. If you guys want to bring it in and hook it up, that's great. But as long as people who have a septic tank like I do don't have to choose to hook up to it, I'm 100% behind the problem, the whole profit. But I don't want to hook up to a system that you guys haven't done very well with, and you guys are losing money, and everyone in this town is paying for it.
I think that's
We're
up
not
to you
losing
on
money.
your city council to discuss that.
Town council.
Or whatever, town council.
Okay.
Okay, I'm being dismissed? Okay.
Okay.
Should I be one more time? No?
Sure. And one, real quickly,
Okay, real
please.
quick. Feasibility, the quality of being doable, achievable, reasonable, often referring to the possibility that a project idea and plan can be successfully executed. Pretty much what I've told you.
We understand.
Secondly, revenue, I'm hoping it don't come from them residents. I'm gonna go for, and I've been talking to, through our mayor, I've already got it figured out, the hookups and all that for 300 homes, all at one time, one big chunk of money, straight to Tenino for a lot of it, because it's the hookups to buy the percentage. And as Dave said, you guys gain on the percentages, say we buy 12% of it, you just don't have to pay for 12% of that plant. We're gonna. And we're gonna get it through grants of hookups because we are so depressed and, you know what I mean? So, thank you for your time again.
Okay, so recommended action is to move forward, to approve further discussion of the potential partnership with the town of Bucota regarding the Tenino wastewater plant.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agreement. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, now on to the resolutions. These should be pretty quick.
Okay.
The first resolution is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Tenino declaring certain real property as surplus, authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute a purchase and sale agreement with Tenino Community Service Center, subject to City Council approval, and making findings regarding public benefit.
I make, are
Go ahead.
you through?
Yep, I'm through.
I move to approve the declaration of surplus for property at 748 and 798 Sussex Avenue West, Tenino, Washington.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the declaration of surplus of the properties. Is there any discussion? I'll just say we already have a sales agreement basically built. We'll just have to get that so we can move forward quickly, pretty quickly on this. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, next one is Resolution 2026-05, 04, oh, sorry. So, that's the one we just, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, Resolution 2026-04, updated repayment schedule, term and final payments, payment date of interfund loan, Resolution 2406. That
So
was, it's been moved and seconded, or moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2026-04. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we're on to 2026-05. I missed that line. Resolution 2026-05, repealing Resolution 2024-07, unused interfund loaned from 2024. That is the $500,000 that we approved some time ago and didn't use that much.
So
we're do-
moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2026-05, unused interfund loan from 2024. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Almost there. Resolution 2026-06 is the updated repayment schedule, term, and final payment date for interfund loan, Resolution 2025-08. That is the $1.3 million loan, where we're proposing to move to 10 years.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2026-06, updated payment schedule. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Two more. These are ordinances. Ordinance 393 abolishes the investigative fund. We talked about this from 10 years ago. It's no longer needed, so we're proposing that we abolish that fund.
Excuse me, Dave, that's 939? You said 393?
Yeah, it's 939. Somebody else move to approve, please.
939, yes.
I
Sorry.
move to approve. Second.
been moved and seconded to approve ordinance 939. I'll get it right this time. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next one, the last one, is repealing 371 petty cash fund. This is deemed no longer necessary. We use a credit card for small purchases.
I shall move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to repeal 371, the petty cash fund. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I think we did all the reports, so we're to public comment two. Is there any other public comments? Seeing none. Announcements? Any announcements?
We have Splash Bash, May 16th.
Yeah, it's a big one
Tickets
for
are
us.
available for cash. You get a 5% discount if you buy them at the Ironworks.
You save $10 if you purchase at Iron, based off of the online price.
$10.
Oh, yes, it is $10, because the Eventbrite charges. So you
Charges
save
also.
about $10 by paying cash.
Anything
It's gonna
else?
be a lot of fun.
Auction
It's gonna be Hawaiian luau.
Great auctioneer.
Great auctioneer. We have a great auctioneer, Mr. George.
And great auction items.
And great, yeah, we really do have a lot of those.
Yes, and we're very thankful for their support. I don't think we could do the pool without that support, so.
I could mention, I guess, we met today, like, two of us from the Splash Bash Committee met with two attorneys from Olympia that are interested in maybe giving a sponsorship to the pool. Certain, I don't know how much, or if they're really going to do it, but it sure would be nice
Yes, some
to help
people like
us
that.
with the maintenance and the lifeguards and things of the pool, so.
Yep. Okay, anything else? Seeing none, we are adjourned.